Well, Christmas is in the rearview mirror more than a month ago, but for some, maybe you got a new pet to add to the family around Christmas time. Well, there can certainly be a ton of questions, maybe even concerns for some about taking care of our pets. So, First News anchor Shannon Brinius has a new furry friend and getting some helpful tips out there for all of our pet owners. Who is that, Shannon?
I so wish, this is Penelope. I so wish I could take Penelope home. Penelope, though, has another owner, but if your family's Christmas wish list included a new pet like Penelope, certainly the time afterward you can be filled with questions, maybe concerns, because you want them to be as well as possible and avoid having to come to this animal hospital or any other, as lovely as it is, and they will take very good care of your pets like Penelope. But what are the warning signs for dogs, especially when we're talking about that? Really, you're looking for things that are out of the ordinary, things that they are changing up their routine, or maybe when they're going to the bathroom, it's different, it looks different, they're doing it more frequently. Those are some of the warning signs that the vets say to watch out for. And when you bring a pet to a place like this, you're looking for guidance on the care of your four-legged friend, and that's why veterinary hospitals like Valor are here. They're working hard to get your pet the best care on what could be the worst day as a pet owner.
Their diet is supposed to be very tailored into that they eat the same thing at the same times, the same amount. And so when you started introducing things like human foods, it throws that out of balance. And so that's probably one of the most common ways that we see problems occur, is whenever they get human foods, especially if they get into the trash and get moldy food, or other things they shouldn't get, like chocolate. That's a big thing. Everyone knows about chocolate, grapes, onions, garlic.
And as we were mentioning earlier, corn cobs, those are also something that you should keep your dog safe from, because they can get stuck in the throat. Anything that can get stuck in the throat, chicken bones, things like that. That's why, according to that veterinarian, it's so important to keep your dogs on a diet that is meant for them, not human food. And of course, Penelope, we know that she is getting cared for so well here. And Penelope, you've been a great star here. And so as we finish up talking about dogs in this half hour, in our next half hour, we're going to be talking about cats. And sometimes the two are good friends, and sometimes they're not. But we will be talking about warning signs and red flags that you may have as a new owner of a cat. Reporting live at Valor Animal Emergency Hospital, I'm Shannon Brinius. Nate, back to you.
Penelope seems pretty happy at 6 in the morning. No doubt about that. Get some extra scratches, little love. All right, thank you. Great advice, Shannon. Well, Christmas is in the rearview mirror, and for some of us, we may have gotten a new pet for the family. But right now, with the weather breaking, let's focus on some ways that we can maybe get them outside or keep them inside and stay safe. That's what it's all about. And Shannon Brinius, my co-anchor here, and heading out and focusing on the furry friends of our families this morning. Good morning, Shannon.
That's right, Nate. I'd like you to introduce you. This is Mr. Bean. Mr. Bean right here, a very lovely cat. And if your Christmas wish list included getting a new family member like a cat to your family, you probably are likely filled with questions, some concerns about how to keep them safe, how to keep them healthy, how to avoid having to bring them to a place like Valor Hospital, as lovely as it is, right? So when it comes to cats, there are certain things that might raise red flags, that should raise red flags. One thing is, cats should never be open mouth panting like a dog. If they are, that is a sign that something could be wrong, and you should get them to see some emergency care. Another thing is, we know that cats do vomit. Sometimes they have the hairballs, but if they're vomiting much more frequently, that also could be a red flag. And so one of the things that the veterinarians here here at Valor told me is that you might be your best judge of how your animal is doing, your animal's well-being. And if you do have any concerns, then you might need to bring them to someplace where the care and safety is important to these experts here, and they're aiming to give your pet the best care that they can on what could be the worst day of yours as a pet owner.
It is actually really important to get your hands all over your pet at all times so that they're used to an exam when they do come into a veterinarian. And so that's important, looking under the ears, looking in the mouth, touching them all over, even like gently pressing on their abdomen, moving their legs. Those are all really good socialization training tools, and it helps us a lot whenever your pet does need attention. Whenever we have to do our exam, they're not as nervous. They are cooperating with us. If you do like a brief exam on your pet all the time, you can sometimes pick up a problem.
And that is so true. In fact, I was asking her about my dog's ear problems, and that was one thing she brought up, was that looking under the ears, giving my dog's ears a little bit of oxygen on a daily basis, that is one thing to keeping your dog's health good. And I'm here with Bean, and certainly when it comes to cats, when it comes to dogs, when it comes to any type of animal, and maybe not horses, they are not equipped to help horses here, but they are equipped to help your animals in your time of need. And I should mention, Nate, that one interesting statistic I came across when I was doing research for this story is that animal shelters do their most adoptions during the last quarter of the year. And that's a trend that pretty much continues. So apparently the holidays are very popular times to be adding a new animal to your family. Nate, back to you.
All right, and we love that folks are stepping up to adopt our animals, and they need good homes, and we want to make sure that we give them good, safe homes. Did a long way and offering some good tips this morning. Shannon, thank you very much for that.